Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya wal Mursaleen. This is Mujeeb Kazi and you're watching VOK TV Washington Roundtable. I am joined by KGC President Farooq Siddiqi Saab, who is going to update us on latest development on Kashmir Senate. It has been in the works for the last several years. People in Kashmir have looked up to it and they are waiting for the progress. They want to hear what is the update, because anything that Kashmiri diaspora does outside of Kashmir, people of Kashmir feel that their hopes are alive. They feel encouraged that they have someone somewhere who is raising voice for them. So first of all, Siddiqui Sahab, thank you very much for being in the show once again. Uh, Please give us the update. Where do we stand as of right now in terms of progress in the Kashmir Senate?
Yeah, thank you, Mujib Saab, for getting me for this. Yes, regarding the Senate, it is in the final stage, and we have already issued the required documents, which has been given to some people in Azad Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan, and also in occupied Kashmir with India. Uh, there is a particular formats, as I have discussed. We have discussed in Kentucky only about
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks back, and those formats were approved in Kentucky. There is a particular committee of KGC which is handling this Senate, which is the Senate committee. So they are sending those papers to the people in both the occupied lands of by India and by Pakistan, and they are in the process of filling up those forms which are required in order to elect from the grassroots. Again, for your viewers, I would like to emphasize that the concept of Senate has been for the last 3 years now, almost more than that, when we had in New York a conference
Mm-hmm.
in which the concept was developed, spearheaded by Raja Sahab, Raja Muzaffar, and it was approved that in order to have one voice, one leadership, and one organization uh, that will that will be known to the world, to all those capitals, and will be having the moral standing of representing themselves as representatives of from the grassroots level. So, in order to devise that, we there was a lot of discussion and discourse over the months, and then we finally uh, made this uh, a decision that a Senate who will be the representing the people of Kashmir, rather than there will be self-made representatives in Kashmir issue. So far, what has happened is that there are leaders who have been inculcated by India, like you have Farooq Abdullah, there is Mufti Sayyid. She talks about being an Indian. Basically, Farooq Abdullah also would say that I am an Indian, basically, and neglecting the basic things that we are under occupation. In the similar way, there are leaders across in the other part of Kashmir. They are governing Kashmir, and they also have put their destiny individually as Pakistanis, right? Without going through the basic representative aspirations of the people of Kashmir. So, in order to break that that inculcated leadership by India and Pakistan, we would like to show, because that leadership is not recognized by in the capitals of the world. Because we can't fool the Western world, we can't fool any other country. They have their own ways of understanding and looking at a particular leader or a particular person. Like we had Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody accepted Mandela, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was the representation of this. Now we in Kashmir have Hurriyat conference, we have national conference, we have some other conferences. Everybody is saying that he is representing Kashmir. With the result, that is the creation of the occupation. The occupying forces create such things. So ours is that no, we will seek the representative from each and every corner of Kashmir, irrespective whether it is occupied by India or by Pakistan. We will seek a representative. We may not at this stage name them, but the Senate will be established with the validity and the legality, and that Senate will be shown to the world that these are the people who represent the real aspiration of Kashmir, and they are not the stooges of any of the occupations.
So whether you like it or not, these organizations like Hurriyat and other, they do have their own constituencies in their own respective regions. Are you reaching out to them, and what has been the
There is no
response?
constituency. There is an aspiration of the people.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody tells you that there is a constituency I have, then he is belied.
When I talk about the constituency, I mean that they do have a followers. That there are people that who buy into their argument.
No, there is no follower. Or there is. See, let me explain to you.
Please,
Let
go
me
ahead.
explain to you.
Mm-hmm.
In India, I will talk first about the Indian part of the Kashmir. In India, both national conference under Farooq as well as that another whatever that PDP is
Mhm.
under Mufti Said's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
unless they do not get the money from the intelligence agencies of India, they do not contest elections. Once they say they get okay, it's not me who is saying.
I agree.
It's their IB chief, that Dulat and all those people. They have come up with all this.
Public statement.
Yeah. So unless they don't get that money, they will not contest election, because they give money to the people, poor people, and ask them to vote, and then there is in the end 2% vote.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So Farooq Abdullah has been a parliament member. If you see, he had 2% vote that time, right?
Mhm.
So those 2% votes were also those people who were given money provided by the intelligence agencies of India. If tomorrow there will be an election in Kashmir, it will be orchestrated and it will be with the money that the Indians provide. When there was a local body election in Kashmir, both National Conference and Mahbuba Mufti's party, they said that we are not going to go for this elections. What was the reason? Because they didn't get the money from them. Right? Now probably because India is under pressure, and they are trying to show to the world that no, we are a democracy. We are trying to inculcate the democracy in Kashmir. They are somehow creating an aroma and asking these people, giving them money, giving them finances to contest elections.
That is there, and we know that is happening on the ground. Understandably right, but unfortunately, these are the people who currently have power in on the ground also. So obviously, the Senate,
I mean, we are.
yeah, the concept of Senate is to have the representation of all regions. So without having these organizations on board, how can we justify that this Senate would be the true representation
I
of
mean,
these?
like KGC,
Mhm.
I have not got myself elected by the people of Kashmir as a representative of Kashmir.
As of yet.
KGC is an organization which is self-made
Mhm.
by some individuals. We sat together, we discussed what we should do, we should advocate, and we formed an organization. We don't have a followers, and I cannot claim here sitting in your studio that I am the leader of the people of Kashmir unless I don't go back to them and ask them to vote for me.
Okay.
So this we need to break. There are people like Hurriyat, you talked about Hurriyat conference. Hurriyat conference, Pakistan ISI is making a couple of people. Sometimes he gets this one person as chairman, another person as convener, another. These are shuffling of the cards which they already have in their hands, and that is not representative. The Americans know it. Europeans know it. You are an American citizen. Go and ask in the State Department. They know it. Who is who? What is Hurriyat? Let me quote American ambassador. He himself said that Kashmir, this about this Hurriyat conference, that it's as dirty as the Dal Lake itself.
Hmm. That is
You
interesting.
that is what they know. So when these people go to these centers,
Mhm.
talk to them, they are already knowing that well, they are speaking somebody else's. Senate will demolish this.
So what you're saying is the one the Senate is formed, all these organizations
Will Senate is not an organization. I am not going to be, KGC is not going to represent Kashmiri people.
Okay.
It will be the Senate which will be
So
the
it's a platform.
and KGC will not own Senate.
Okay.
KGC is not going to own the Senate. The Senate will itself decide what to do and what constitution, what aspiration. If they want to start a talks with India and Pakistan, they will be having that moral standing. I cannot start a talk. Like Hurriyat started talking with India, they had no moral standing.
So what I understand from you is that there's no need of you reaching out to these organizations because they are irrelevant for the Senate.
No, I would always request all the organization to be part of it. I'm not saying that you are, because as long as you are a Kashmiri, you are part of the Kashmiri nation. And I would say that
Has there been a formal effort that they've been reached out?
always,
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 okay.
always, we can give you the documentation
Mhm.
of. In fact, those organizations have already been a part of this KGC constitution,
Okay.
which agreed that the independent Kashmir has to be there, which agreed that we need to have a representative character. I can show, you can show it on your studio. I will send you the video of that conference.
Sir,
That would be great.
so how are we reaching out to the people beside
As I said,
US?
we are making online applications. Online there will be an application which will be filled up, and then that will be supported by whatever minimum requirement is there. So that will be supported online, and once that is completed, the senator's name, if he wants to, he agrees that his name should be exposed, we will expose him. If not, we will keep him till conducive atmosphere, till the occupation. We see that those people who are the senators, their life and their property is not jeopardized.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And obviously, one sitting is not enough because it's such a big project. People need to understand it. But in a nutshell, what I understand is that this is going to be a platform available to the people of all region of Kashmir to voice their opinion, and that would be a platform that would become a true representative of the aspiration of people of Kashmir. Not one organization, not one individual, but that would be an elected position. Thank you all.
No, it's not an organization.
It's not an organization. It's a platform. Thank you very much, Siddiqi sir, and I always appreciate your time that you show your blessing at our studio. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you
Ladies
for
and gentlemen,
inviting me.
that's all we have until now. Take good care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So,
Good.